listening to Town Telegraph with Holden Walsh on 2UY. We'll touch on news throughout the morning, but first up, we've got news coming in about a group of extreme climate activists who've posted up in the Sydney CBD this morning and, as of 20 minutes ago, have blocked the main traffic corridor leading into the city from the north. That is the Sydney Harbour Tunnel, by blocking the roadway with a car. One activist has locked on to the car, effectively stopping all traffic, and emergency services are on the way to remove them. Police are doing their best with the rest of these protesters as they march through the city, blocking the roads. What do these knuckleheads reckon they're bloody doing? This kind of illegal protest activity is not going to pass the pub test with a single Australian. Let me tell you, we've all had a gutful of this kind of thing. These protesters need to be prosecuted by the police to the maximum extent of the law. I hope to see our magistrates throw the bloody book at them. Lock them up and throw away the key. That is what the community wants. You can protest about your bloody climate change all you like inside solitary confinement for 2 long hard years, where you have a good long hard bloody look at yourself. And if you don't like it, well, maybe next time obey the law. I'm Holden Walsh and I'm the one asking the question, what really passes the pub test with the average working Australian? I tell you one thing, it's not a bloody tree hugger stopping me from getting to my working class job. Let me tell you. Town Telegraph with Holden Walsh, 131289 is the number. Call in and leave your thoughts about these protesters. We've got Mary on the line. Hello, Mary.
Yes, hello, Holden. Oh, it's so nice to hear your voice. How have you been, darling?
I've been very good, thank you, Mary. Tell me, what are your thoughts about these tree huggers out there in the Sydney CBD at the moment?
Well, Holden, I tell you, I'm not happy, Jan. I'm a fed-up old lady, and I'm bloody ropeable, and I think these greenies should have their dole cut off permanently. That'll show these bloody bludgers what happens if you can't go out and get a real job, like we used to have to. I think they should be made to go and dig up the coal out there in got those mines out there in that Tom Price in Perth. Holden, our miners are screaming out for diggers right now. Right now with the economy how it is, we need all the coal we can get. So these bloody bludgers should be forced to dig it up. No more dole for you, missy. And then we should put them in stocks, Holden, and whip them until they bleed.
That's all we got time for, Mary. But I agree, I have to say, passes the pub test with me, throw them in jail. Make them dig up coal, give them a whip. This is what we're expecting from our magistrates. That's what passes the pub test. It's lucky I start work early because I actually have to use that same tunnel that they're blocking to get in from my humble home in Mossman, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, this morning there would be no Town Telegraph with Holden Walsh on 2UY. Gee, what absolute climate nincompoops. You're on 2UY, 131289 is the number to leave your thoughts about these protesters. Producer says here is an emergency 2UY weather report with Robert Streets. The weather with Robert Streets.
Breaking news, there is significant flash flooding in the northern and western suburbs of Sydney, with rains expected to peak March levels, which saw unprecedented flooding in the city and surrounds. One person has died after their car was tragically swept away in North Sydney. Residents are urged to make preparations for evacuation in the following suburbs: Clontarf, Neutral Bay, Cremorne and Mossman, and to listen to local radio stations for further evacuation instructions. This has been your emergency 2UY weather report with me, Robert Streets.
Well, this is a shocker, ladies and gentlemen. I myself live in working class Mossman. We need to get the Environment Minister on the line right now. Producer, this cannot be allowed to go on, ladies and gentlemen. This is an absolute disgrace. And yes, we've got the Environment Minister. Minister, why aren't these rains happening where our farmers need them the most? Instead, they're happening in the Sydney. What's going on there?
Yeah, good morning, Holden, and thanks for having us on. Look, that's simply not possible. Rains fall wherever they fall, and unfortunately that's not something that we can
Minister,
control.
I just want to warn you to be very careful of saying things on the Town Telegraph with Holden Walsh that don't pass the pub test with the ordinary working Australian. What is your plan, Minister?
Well, the floods are currently underway, Holden, so we have emergency services personnel out in the area helping with rescue and evac as we speak.
Well, that sounds a little bit too little too late to me, Minister. What is being done about damming every northern suburb of Sydney so that we are protected from these rains?
Well, as I said, Holden, we are already doing everything we can, but Unfortunately, damming suburbs from rain won't stop flooding because rain comes from above.
Minister, this doesn't just fail the pub test. You're being kicked out of the bloody pub. What you're doing is caving to these greenies who won't allow the dams because they reckon it'll kill off some exotic species of reptile or riverside plant life. Get him off the line. Ordinary working Australians that want real action, not talk, and some rare bloody river frog that we don't even get to bloody see and enjoy. We've had a gutful. 131289 would love to hear your thoughts. We've got Brett on the line right now. Hello, Brett. What are your thoughts?
Mate, I work my bloody back broke in this country. I already pay my tax. I pay all of me tax and I work. You know how much I work, Holden? I work 200 hours a fortnight, mate. I'm a truck driver. Yeah, so I keep Australia moving, mate.
It's an honour and a pleasure to have you on the line. Truck drivers really are the backbone of this nation, and in my eyes you're a veteran, a highway veteran, Brett. So thank you for your service.
Too right, Holden. I am a highway veteran and I work 300 hours a fortnight as a truck driver, mate. And I use all the muscles in my big fat right leg to keep the truck moving, mate. All I use is me hands and me right leg. It's back bloody breaking work, mate, and I pay tax on every dime of the 400 hours I work a fortnight so these bloody bludgers can skive off and block my roads. And I pay so much tax a fortnight driving me big bloody bloated body around in a big truck cabin all around Australia. Holden, I barely move me body, save for two muscles. I'm stuck in me cabin and I can't get out. That's how hard I work, Holden. Me fat's glued me body to the seat like I'm the people eater in Mad Max Fury Road, mate. I work...
Brett, thank you for your service, and I do want to salute all of our soldiers of the highway, but I'm going to have to cut you there off, mate, because producer tells me that we've got one of these lead bludgers call us up. We've actually got Zach on the line, and apparently he's an organiser from these greenies, the ones actually blocking traffic in the Sydney CBD right now. Zach, I've got you on the line now. Tell me, what do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Holden. Look, I just want to say that the reason we're protesting non-violently in the
Zach,
streets
your
of Sydney
parents
CBD...
know about what you're doing, because I've a mind to tell your mum and dad so they can cut off your pocket money.
My parents lost everything in the catastrophic floods in March, and now they're homeless, okay?
Well, I'll tell you who else is losing everything, Zach. I'll tell you who bloody else, and that is the hard-working taxpayers of Sydney who are being blocked by 20 minutes of you unemployed knuckleheads.
But Holden, we're trying to bring attention to the climate catastrophe. The only way...
being a bloody nuisance is how you're doing it, Zach. You're an illegal extremist, and your parents should be alerted. You should be grounded for this, and you should be sent to brutal hard labour. Get him off the line. I've heard enough. I hope the police deal with these people to the fullest extent of the law. I'm told that the delays are up to 30 full minutes now. It's absolutely unforgivable what these rascals are doing. Think of the truck drivers, the soldiers of the highway stuck inside their cabins. 131289, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Got a call coming in from Roger. Thank you so much.
I've had a gutful and I'm fed up and I've bloody had enough. Send these rains off to the country where our farmers need them most. Or we need to cut their bloody dole off. If those floods don't stop bludging and start contributing, send them off to the mines, to the farms. Lord knows our farmers need them. Lock them up. Hard labour, I say, 2 years. Lock all the floods up in maximum security precincts.
Thank you, Roger. That's all we've got time for. We have to get on to another caller. We've got Keith on the...
Yeah, I think we need to take that Environment Minister you just had on and maybe lock him up in electrified chains. Send him to pick fruits out in the country. And if he stops picking fruits for a single second, then we need to electric shock him. And if he dies, mate, then let the farmers eat his dead body. Lord bloody knows they're doing it tough and could do with a, nutritious feed. And then I say we hang his dead body up above the Sydney Harbour Bridge as a warning to any of these bloody dole bludgers who would dare to stop our truck drivers for even a moment. And then we give the kids of Sydney rocks.
Gee, thanks for your thoughts there, Keith. Appreciate that, mate. I do have to cut you off there because the producer tells me we've got this bludger black on the line. He's gone and rung us back in. Zach from the Greens, or whatever bloody mob you're a part of, have you run back to apologise to the people of Sydney?
Yeah, g'day, Holden. Look, I'm out here in the city, and did you know that Mossman is completely underwater? That's your suburb. Mate, your home is gone, and I understand what that's like, Holden.
Mine already went in Lismore months ago. I tried to tell you that earlier. We already lost everything. So I'm not calling it a gloat. What I'm trying to tell you, this exact...
I'll tell you what else is completely gone, Zach. It's your bloody dole, if I have any say about it. You're a bloody bludger and you need to get a real bloody job. Nothing you've said today, none of your lot passes a single pub test, and there's no real Aussie that would ever want to have a beer with... The signal you can hear right now, ladies and gentlemen, is the State Emergency Services signal, which means we have an important alert to bring you. This is an official emergency services announcement. The New South Wales SES has advised there's been a major deterioration in the inner Sydney flooding situation, and there is a dramatically increased risk to the inner northern suburbs of New South Wales due to rising flood levels. Residents are urged to follow emergency service instructions and evacuate immediately. Producer, we need to get the New South Wales Police Minister on the line right now. Is he on the line? Minister, what do you have to say for yourself?
Good morning, Holden. Thank you for having us on this morning, and I'm sorry to hear about your home.
Yeah, Minister, cut to the chase. What the hell are your officers doing about arresting these floods in Mossman?
Yeah, look, Holden, to put it plainly, you can't arrest a flood.
Too right you can't, Minister. Too right you can't. If you're busy kowtowing to the greenies. What exactly is it that the force needs, Minister? Do you need an expanded riot squad? Do you need extra resources? Double the cops? What do you need?
Holden, I'm very busy this morning. I'm currently engaged with rescue services, so I will have to go. But again, you cannot arrest the climate, no matter how many police you have. Thank you. Goodbye.
Doesn't pass the pub test at all. He's not even been granted entry to the pub, if you ask me. 131289. Just had a text from my lovely wife saying she's been rescued on a dinghy. Okay, that's good. We've got Joan on the line. Tell us your thoughts about these greenies, Joan.
I say we chop these young dole-blooders up into 1,000 hunks of raw flesh and feed them to the ocean to quell these bloody rains. We need to appease the rain gods, Holden, and then we sacrifice that environment minister, yes, by hanging him above a coal mine to satisfy the fuel gods so we have endless gasoline from now till the end of time, so that we may live on forever in Valhalla, Holden, all shiny and chrome.
Thanks for your thoughts, Joan. Got to cut you off there, but that passes my personal pub test. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Should we all live on in Valhalla, all shiny and chrome? Call us with your thoughts, 131289.